Dumbledore was one of the most respected and feared wizards of all time, but besides the 12 uses of dragon blood and defeating Grindelwald himself, what exactly did he accomplish? We all know he was the brightest mind of his age, an amazingly gifted dueler, and overall a powerful wizard. But exactly why is Dumbledore the one wizard that Voldemort feared? Now, what did Dumbledore accomplish? Well, he earned Order of Merlin First Class, held the title of Grand Sorcerer, Supreme Mugwump of the International Confederation of Wizards, Chief Warlock of the Wizengamot, and the founder and the secret keeper of the Order of the Phoenix. Ignoring my pronunciations of those kinda to me are just titles. They don't really mean much. I mean, many people can rise to power and be given titles that don't deserve it. But rather than trying to make sense of those titles, let's look at the most reliable source of information of what made him famous. Yeah, you guessed it. His chocolate frog holographic card. To quote his chocolate frog card, Dumbledore is particularly famous for his work on alchemy with his partner, Nicholas Flamel. Now, this might be a little bit warped because it's in the Chamber of Secrets, and the backstory wasn't completely written for Dumbledore at this point. But even with this information, we can say that we don't have a lot of information about Dumbledore, and specifically a lot about Dumbledore's discoveries and contributions. Mainly because we are not told. This is a story from Harry's perspective. And up to the last book, Harry actually knows very little about Dumbledore as a person. And that large portion of the Deathly Hallows is that glimpse into Dumbledore's past and realizing he is a different character back then. So there's still a ton to find out about this character. Through the story, it's kind of unclear what makes Dumbledore so highly regarded. We might see a little bit more about it in Crimes of Grindelwald, but for now it remains a mystery. Voldemort, on the other hand, we have a lot of information about. It's clear that he's an extremely powerful wizard. He's a descendant of Salazar Slytherin himself, and people have always talked about his natural talent in wizardry. Pottermore even named him as the most powerful, dangerous wizard of all time. Voldemort actually created a spell that allows him to fly without a broom, and he's the only person in history to come so close to achieving immortality. I mean, people are even afraid to say his name. But the one thing that we don't talk about with Voldemort is his ego. Voldemort's ego is the cause of his original death when overlooking the protection given to Harry. He simply viewed Harry as a baby and as an easy victory. And it became the first time in a series of many instances that Voldemort underestimated his rival. It happens for years and years. Every time Voldemort met Harry, he expected nothing to come from this boy who lived. He saw him as not special and not even a rival to his power. So how does a man with so much ego, refusing to believe that anyone's more powerful than him, actually show that he's afraid of his adversary? Well, simple. What does Voldemort fear most? No, not Dumbledore, but death. Death itself was Voldemort's greatest fear. And as you can see in my other video, Dumbledore at one time possessed all three of the Deathly Hallows, and Dumbledore and death were one and the same. So therefore, Voldemort actually wasn't afraid of Dumbledore at all. At least he wouldn't admit to it. He was afraid of the powers of death that Dumbledore possessed. Dumbledore had the tools to take away that immortality from him. And that is the main reason that Voldemort was afraid of Dumbledore. So let me know what you think of this. Thanks as always to my patrons. I very much appreciate the support on every video. Thanks again to Adam Gray, Jeremy Jacobs, Jenny Edwards, Jeremy Robson, Gabe Marchanda, Trevor Cowan, Gunnar Langland, Sam Leon, Colleen West, and Gerard Galifa. Thanks again for your support, guys. As always, thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.